The episode ends with Prosecutor Dong Jae is tied after he is caught while the serial killer Kyung-hak extracted the 2 corpses from the yard. Kyung-hak was about to kill him, meanwhile Dong Jae offers to help him escaping from the prison. In return, Kyung-hak will not kill him. This episode starts with a flashback Kyung-hak serving the customers and the restaurant is crowded by customers whilst at night he kills the owner of the restaurant. One day he arrives home, he sees his dog barks and, digging up a body, his wife discovers the bodies and he kills her too. At the present, Dong Jae convinces Kyung-hak that he can make him escape from the justice by leaving his crimes behind and escape, and to make that they have to go to the prosecutor's office to register the deaths of unknown individuals and erase his crimes. The serial killer hesitates but eventually he agrees to go. At the office, Dong Jae completes the paperwork and Kyung-hak waits for the printout. Dong Jae takes advantage of his busyness shouting for help. His co-workers Byung-gun and Ji-hee hear him and quickly intervene. Unfortunately they get afraid and cannot fight him since Kyung-hak has a knife. He takes their younger inspector Shi-won as a hostage escaping in the elevator. Fortunately the elevator malfunctions, and Kyung-hak gets arrested, whilst Dong Jae was stabbed and taken to the hospital. The next day, the prosecutor issues a statement regarding the incident. And of course Byung-gun needs attention. He lies to the press and reporters saying he had an important role in catching the serial killer. Won-sung, the CEO of the construction firm, he exploited that Kyung-hak is in prison. He visits him with his lawyer Young Ji-I, who had previously claimed as the victim of the broken porcelain. He wants Kyung-hak to sell his restaurant to his company to redevelop that area. Kyung-hak offers to sell his land on one condition, that Won-sung killing Dong Jae, but he refuses and leaves. At the hospital, Dong Jae meets a girl wearing the high school uniform and seems she was beaten up. He doesn't remember that he had previously seen working as a waitress at a bowling club. She is hiding from someone, and Dong Jae allows her to hide in his room and takes a nap. Later he wakes up, he finds her gone and left a croissant as a thank you gift. Dong Jae receives a call from his wife who seems really worried about his health and safeness, especially after the serial killer Kyung-hak shouting with his name in the press. Dong Jae watches the news coverage about himself, and he feels proud, but this fades quickly when he watches the resurgence of the sponsored prosecutor case, where he was accused of corruption. The following day, while Dong Jae is about to discharge from the hospital, he receives a small bribe, which is fruit basket with a packet of money from Won-sung. He gets furious that Won-sung is still trying to drag him back into corruption. Dong Jae dresses up and goes to meet Won-sung at a club. He confronts him to leave him, but Won-sung reminds him of a piece of rural land he had bribed him with 10 years ago when Dong Jae was drunk. At the time, the land was worthless, but it has increased in value, making it a huge bribe. Won-sung claims Dong Jae can never escape him and refers to him as a sponsored prosecutor. He demands Dong Jae to bring him Kyung-hak's land, no matter what or how. Dong Jae leaves and returns home. He finds the deed of the land in his wardrobe and he gets shocked. Elsewhere, the police attack a drug den and arresting Chan-yong, who is associated with Inspector Byung-gun. And if Chan-yong gets arrested, that means his connections with Inspector Byung-gun will be uncovered. Byung-gun manages to avoid having a search warrant issued against the club. It's revealed that Chan-yong is a brother-in-law to the drug lord Gyeom. Meanwhile, the prosecutor's office continues to investigate the drug case.